Alright guys, so as you can see, I'm here in the garage. I got my photo studio set up, and I've just been making some listings. Um, as I'm doing this, I just kind of wanted to talk about... I left my phone inside. Hang on one second. Oh, it's right here under the shirt. As I'm doing this, I just wanted to kind of talk about the state of reselling. And I can't spell Piggly. There, nope, P-I-G-G-L-Y. It's P-I-G-G-L-Y, guys. Alright, so basically, with the state of reselling, where do you guys think that we are? Do you think that reselling is in a good spot right now, or a bad spot? I think that there are going to be two different types of sellers right now. One, I think reselling is in a bad spot. Definitely a bad spot. But I think you have two options. Sellers can either press in and grow their businesses. In a lot of instances, you're probably going to have to sell more items to make as much money. Because, and the reason I say selling is in a bad state, eBay fees up again, shipping costs are up, and for most people, the cost to purchase items in thrift stores and stuff like that is up. Now, this is mainly going for clothing resellers. I think that everything resellers have an advantage in price-wise, but that there's also disadvantages to that because you have to know so many different types of items and stuff like that. So with the state of reselling, I think it's going to be hard for a lot of people. I think it's a bigger barrier to entry now than it has been for new resellers in the past because of increased fees, increased shipping, and increased pricing on items. But I think we have two choices. I think if you're an established reseller, this is going to maybe help a little bit in the long run. And I say that because it's going to be harder for people to get in or stay in if they're smaller businesses. Does that make sense? There's less enthusiasm around reselling right now, I believe, because of the number of factors going against the positive ability to do it. But I think if you're an established seller, it could be positive because it's going to flush smaller sellers out, or even smaller sellers can still definitely make it. But I think that there's less enthusiasm to do so in the market. For smaller sellers, it's just going to be harder to get going, get rolling, because you have to sell so much to really excel and make profit nowadays. So what I was saying was, for bigger sellers, you got two options. You can either pull back because things are hard, or you can push forward, really growing your channel, really growing your business. And I think that in the long run, it's going to be good because there's going to be some less competition. Does that make sense? Now, I do think we need to kind of figure out what we're going to be doing moving forward. There might be some tweaks we have to make to our businesses. But, I mean, that's really in all businesses. People who don't adapt die for businesses. So we need to really focus, if this is what our goal is moving forward, to be resellers. I bring this up because honestly, I was very frustrated on my time off over Christmas, checking out different thrift stores, seeing the prices going up higher and higher. One of my new model is probably going to be predominantly the bins store, Goodwill bins. They haven't went up on those prices. You still get good product. You just have to dig. But I mean, you have to dig everywhere you go. It just depends on what you're looking at. So you're either doing this 1,000 times or you're doing this. It's the same thing. You're still digging for stuff. So where are you guys standing right now? What are your thoughts on the market, on opportunity? And you also have to take into consideration opportunity cost. What does it cost you to continue in this or to get into this? Is there something else you could be doing to make more money in the same amount of time or less time? And that's an important question. So unless you just love reselling and you don't care that you're making less, there might be something else to do right now. Photos is personally my least favorite thing to do. 100%. But that is part of it. Hopefully, if I continue to grow it up, my goal would be to hire someone to predominantly do photos. I could focus on more sourcing. I could be at the bin store an extra day. All that good stuff. But guys, if I'm being completely honest with you, for a week or two, I was really considering maybe phasing myself out of reselling. But it just provides me so much freedom. Now, the future is kind of scary though, because if prices continue to go up in my area, you know, it's going to be difficult. It's going to have to be completely all bin store. But I usually only go there once a week. So what I'm going to do, I still have one thrift store that's great. It's the one I was at yesterday. But what I'm going to do is hit up the bins 2 or 3 days in a week, since I typically only go once a week, and I'm going to see how much I can get, because they put out new product every day. But stores are also thrift stores. Many of them sell online now also, because they've seen how you can increase your profits by selling online. A lot of them are trying to cut out the middleman, I believe. I believe that's part of their goal. They see us buying product that they get and selling it online for triple. And they're like, well, hang on a minute. Why don't we do that? It's because I know a lot of the thrift stores around me have just hired people to come in and just list. So they're just professional listers for thrift stores. Goodwill sells online. They do auctions online. So you can find a lot of good stuff online, which means a lot of the good stuff isn't coming into the stores as well. So that's also a negative. But the thing that really gets me about the thrift stores is that they're getting the product for free and they're charging an arm and a leg. So, for instance, the same thrift stores I used to get shirts for $5 or $6 at, those same shirts are 8 to 10 now. That's a huge increase in a short amount of time. It's a really big increase. So I really just wanted to get on and gab about reselling and see what y'all think. See if you think there's a good future. See if you're holding strong. See if you're doubling down and actually growing your business. If you're kind of keeping it where it's at, or if you are pulling back a little bit and looking at other options. Guys, let me know, because I'm just seriously intrigued with what everyone's doing. But I am super excited we got snow. And I do think that the future of reselling is in the balance right now. And that doesn't mean I'm saying I'm getting out. But what I'm saying is, if I was new, if you're new to watching this channel, or you came here because you're interested in reselling, I wouldn't start today if today I had 0 listings and I didn't already have skin in the game. There's other stuff you can do to make just as much money. But that being said, if it's something you really want to do, it's not impossible. So come along for the ride, subscribe, and I'll do some videos on how to grow your business coming up for this year. We'll have some fun with that. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for stopping by. Hey everybody, what is going on? I am all bundled up because it actually snowed in Alabama. Everything's kind of melting now, but my daughter's about 2 and she got to see snow for the first time. So that is awesome.